All right, so hi everyone. If you're watching this little tutorial, it's Thierry right here, our sweet CEO and founder, and myself, Julie, your community manager. So we're having a little Q&A today with Thierry to share more about how to navigate the new feature manage prices that you can see on your artist portal. What does this feature do? This feature allows you to customize your own retail pricing on the storefront and basically gives you full freedom in managing your own creative business. So setting the prices that you want to see appear on your storefront. We have a few team members that are that are going to join us throughout. And so today, what we wanted to answer, the main question we want to answer that might not have been covered in detail in the article, in the FAQ, or in Thierry's initial tutorial, is how do I work with a discount that is offered to me by Le Galeriste on the base cost, like what's happening right now, which is for Mother's Day. LG is offering you a 20% discount on your base cost. So what does that look like in the managed prices feature? How do you play around with that, with the different avenues that offer themselves to you if you want to either keep that discount for yourself, or should you want to split that, or even share it fully with your customer base? So Taylor's
That's
going
a
to walk us, yeah.
that's a great question. The 20% is not live right now, is it?
I don't, no, not yet. So we don't have like a real living example, I guess, of what it's
Well, I have one in the fake version of the site so that they see what it looks like. But basically, in your tool where you say manage prices here, so that's under account, manage prices. Here's the list of all the canvases, right? So you can search for dress, or you can search for a specific Pablo name. You can search by canvas. Please link to the FAQ when you'll send this email, because there's a lot of things I'm not going to go through today. I'll have to change the retail and whatnot, but it'll appear here in the base cost, right? So the pillow here without the insert is $26.47. If I'm looking at, so here, if you're seeing in my top bar here, it says slash or dash SIT. That means it's a fake. It's our developer's environment. But I think there's a discount in the developer's environment. So at least we'll see what it looks like. It's a super slow backend platform, but you'll see it appear here in the base cost. So looking quite like this. So that in this example, it's a 5% discount. So you're seeing the traditional base cost is, has been stroked through. Anyway, streaking through, whatever. You get what I'm saying?
However you want it.
And you're seeing the new price here. So in this specific scenario, it's a 5% discount. You need to know two things. So the expiry and the percentage you want to share. So here, let's revert to the factory settings. So basically the original MSRP. So let's say this one is at 70. Let's say in your case, you thought 69 was a better number. I would agree with you. So let's say you were here at 69. You're seeing that you're making now $45 per, which is quite a bit. You might consider reducing the price even more. However, you have a 5% discount in this example, and I think what Julie's mentioning is more of a 15 or 20% discount. So you could choose to do it on a single silhouette and say, here you had the 5, and let's say we say that, I don't know what the dates will be, but let's say we say it ends on April 20th. So you click April 20th. So you have the same promo as us to make sure that when our discount goes off, yours also goes off. What I typically recommend is apply an overall discount. Say it's at 5%, and you want it to end on April 20th. Proceed. There you go. It's been added to all of your canvases. Save changes. You're sharing, in this case, the same promo we are sharing, which is going to look just maybe a little side note. Let's say I put a 10% discount here and I make it stop on the 21st. Save changes. I'll put it everywhere. You guys can maybe get your second question ready, because I'll be done in about a minute. So I put in this case, that was too much. Plan over count, 10. So I'll just put 5 here, 5, which is 0, I'll remove it. And looking at I was mentioning a link to the FAQ. It's actually right there. If you look in your storefront, on the portal version, you don't currently see there is a discount, which is unpleasant. It will be corrected, but on the real storefront, the discount is applied and is visible with a little strike through. You can leave up to 10 minutes to make sure that it's refreshed. So once I do refresh my page, we're seeing that these products are now discounted. So that's the idea. Basically, if we give a discount, we hope, and not all of you will want to have discounts, but if you do want to share the discount, you enter the apply overall discount, put the same discount we put in there or less, whatever you choose, and then the same date, proceed, save changes. So that's it.
Wonderful.
Next question, dear Julie.
Super clear. Thank you so much, Thierry. And so, and say they wouldn't want to, this may be obvious, but just because all our minds work differently, say they wouldn't want to, share that with their customer base, they would simply not advertise anything, and then they would gain that 20% in profit.
Definitely. Yeah.
Wonderful. And great mention of the strike through just being there on the public storefront, not on theirs. We did have that question, so that's great. That's going to be, modified. I see that Leah has joined us. Leah, do you have any questions or anything that you feel would be relevant for the artist to know or to better understand the managed prices, or even questions you had when we went over it last week? Does anything come up to you? You can put your camera on if you'd like or not. We can edit the video as well, so please feel very comfortable.
So I remember last time we talked about it being the profits being in US and Canadian, or not profits. I don't know. I just saw like US and Canadian, and I was just confused about that. Right, just
the wallet. The wallet section, Thierry, shows up in US at the top and the Canadian. Great question. Thank you. Yeah.
All right. So now I'm in a real environment of a fake account, which is an employee account. So we're not going to see some wallet entries, but the wallet is here under my wallet. So these are test notes. Basically, you have a value in US for all USD transactions and a value in Canadian dollars for all Canadian transactions. In a sense, we're both, because currently our pricing is flat, right? Because it's cheaper to fulfill an order in Canada than it is for us to fulfill an order in the US. So if you're seeing base cost $80 product, is going to be 80 Canadian or 80 US, right? So you set your retail price, but setting $100 US on something you pay for example, you set to 100 and you're paying 80, so you're making $20, but $20 in USD and $20 in Canadian dollars is not the same, because it's about 1.26. So 20 US is actually $25 Canadian. And we would do that in the royalty reports. Each quarter, we actually convert all transactions to CAD, so that if it's a US, then artist makes more dollars, right? Now that the wallet will be automatic, so we have one wallet in USD and one wallet in Canadian, and that's it. So transactions in Canadian dollars will enter here with a note: a visitor made an order with one of your items, they paid $107.91, while your cost on these was $85.68.
Right.
If you're doing that while there's a promotion, let's say a 10% promotion on base cost, then your cost is not going to be $85.68. It'll be, 77. So if you didn't put the discounts on your page, then you would have made a bigger margin on this. You would have made $31 instead of $22 and $23.
Yes.
Does that answer your question, Leah?
Yes.
Okay.
So when they're paid, also, I guess, say they have transactions coming from both currencies.
Yeah.
In their official wallet, once they're ready to withdraw that money, how is that gonna work? Will that all come into a total sum, or?
So let's get back to it. So royalties were calculated quarterly, right? So once every quarter, we'd make the calculations and we'd send the payment. So the idea, so in theory, if we were still on a royalty program, then we would have sent the royalty. So we're now in April, so April, May, June, And then in July, we would have sent the royalties. July or August, I think we left a 45 days, which we don't need anymore because due to the return policy. So basically, we give ourselves to the utmost July 1st. We're actually thinking more within a month to 40 days, which in these wallet, you'll be able to click on withdrawal, which will allow the user, the artist, to send the amount that is in their CAD balance or US balance to PayPal account, to Interact transfer directly to their bank support. So that's the idea, and there will be a ledger note within the wallet saying there was a withdrawal of 2223, bringing the balance back to zero. So that will be there as of July 1st at the latest. Now, one thing you should note is if you're looking at this transaction, so there are a few things in the wallet that need to be corrected first. So all transactions from April 1st to April 4th are not right now logged in there, and they will be logged before we release the withdrawal platform. Mm-hmm. Other things, so that's good for the artist. Now, another thing, if we're looking at the order details in here, so this one is a canceled order. So it was a test order. I refunded my credit card, and it's still in the wallet, right? Mm-hmm. So that there also has to be a new note in the audit notes when there is a full refund. So basically, when you place an order, you have an hour to cancel. Well, right now it won't affect the wallet. They'll just keep adding. So an artist could place back to back $1,000 orders and cancel them on the spot and just build the wallet balance, which doesn't make sense, right? So we just need to add that note. And there are a few other minor corrections that need to be done before we can release the withdrawn feature. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. And Leah, that's good also? Did any other questions come up with this explanation? No. That's good?
Yeah.
Awesome. Elise, do you have any questions or anything based on like how we explained it last week's meeting and everything we went through? Or even things that you're seeing right now come up maybe in the customer care inboxes?
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment. No. I can maybe have a quick note. There is a share again. There is a in the FAQ, right? So let's get back. Are you seeing my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So if we're going back to the managed prices, there was a link to the FAQ. Oh, it wasn't set. So it hasn't been added to the real site yet. Just have to confirm it. So basically in the FAQ, at the bottom of it, there's a page where you can enter your comments about the form, what doesn't work or what works, or actually mostly what doesn't work. Two issues were coming back was one, artists were getting a message that they needed to update artist price. This has been removed, so you shouldn't have that pop up anymore. And the other thing that come up was there were missing some missing shapes, such as the Bastien pillow that wasn't in there. There was also, I think, UAC 04, not the placemats, 13. Yeah, the Rosa headband wasn't in there, and now it's added. So there were a few things that came up a couple of times, and they've all been fixed. So should be good for now. So if your questions were concerning those two issues, those are right now corrected.
Awesome. Yes, I did get that feedback that two of the artists that had mentioned they were getting that error message that said artist code required. It's all been fixed since.
Yeah,
so that's
really been fixed. And we have a team meeting which you're a part of, Julie, on Thursday to review the information. So you might see things like, for example, royalties get 10 to 25% of online sales. Well, it's not accurate now. You're getting a profit from a retail and a retail price, which you fix, and a base cost. So we have to review the full extent of our information available. So, but you're going to see until at least Thursday. Well, Thursday's the discussion, so give us some time to enter the new content. But you're going to see some discrepancies in the whatever content and how you use it. But basically, retail now is calculated as a difference between a set retail price and a cost that you have. So the cost is $20.39 in this example, and you could set, for example, your retail at $29, saying I'm making $7.16. $7.16 off $29, which would be divided by 29. So that would be a 25% royalty, but it's not a 25% because it's no longer a royalty. It's a profit margin off your retail price.
Yes.
Does that make sense to everyone in the discussion?
Yes, definitely, definitely. And it's nice because in the article we outline, and the way we're talking to the artist now, we're explaining it's really a retail profit. That way it kind of makes a separation between the old way of the lingo we had. So, and they can really register that it's really a direct profit, right? So yes.
Basically we're trying to make their lives easier, and we're trying to give them access to the fashion industry. And so they could order one unit as a wholesale and then sell it on their platform or whatever. It was a different price than they were selling it as a retail price, because a lot of artists have different retail prices than we do. So basically there were more complications for the artists than there currently is. So we want to give them total control so that to them it doesn't change anything whether they sell it on Facebook or their storefront. It comes down to the same. To one exception, bigger artists might be a wrong choice of terms, but those that are more business savvy, or at least have been doing it for a longer while, will tend to keep making larger orders because due to the volume discounts, right? Because they want to get 6 to 12 to 24 units and get higher margins and then retail. So wholesale orders, in my orders, selecting products and purchase at artist price is still the best when you have volumes, when you carry inventory. But for someone that doesn't want to carry inventory and sells one piece at a time, we wanted it to be the same whether they sell on their storefront or on Facebook, right?
Right.
And maybe a quick side note, if I may, just note that our name is not even at the top of the page anymore. So currently it's still in the URL. We are planning on allowing external URLs so they could basically handle it. So they could send links to their product and really keep it within their environment. So people can't go in there and go move from artist to artist to artist. So it's really, they're in your environment. So again, to help them better bridge from their different channels.
Yes, definitely. I think they get very enthusiastic about those features. I've seen only positive comments, so that's
good.
In the right direction, I feel. And if we could lastly, I believe not everybody will look at this, but some have the eagle eye and will notice that once you start playing on the retail price that you advertise, you'll start seeing a change also in your My Products, in your wholesale side of things, right? In the bracket prices. And we showed that from 100 units to the MSRP will be different. So that's to be expected.
Well, yeah, it is. Basically, MSRP is a manufacturer's recommended retail price, right? But fact is, they have control over this. So let's say we're looking at the Mia tunic here. It says our retail price recommended is $136.40. You may choose that $139 looks better, right? So let's just go ahead and change the Mia tunic to $139. So I'm going to go here, manage prices, search for Mia tunic. There it is. So here it is, $139. Save changes. Go back to My Products. And you're seeing this right there. The recommended retail price is $139. Very useful for the artist that jumped on board in the first boutique portal version, which was really beta. Like the real version we want is basically have the same collections or better collections feature as you have on the storefront to allow you to organize your products into collections in the product section. And this is what you can share to boutiques or users or whatever. But all those artists that do resell to boutiques will tend to have higher MSRPs than we do. So you want the boutique to see the actual MSRP that you set based on your business model, because there's a huge difference if there are, a distributor and a boutique involved, as opposed to you're selling directly to your clients. So this will influence the retail price you guys want to set.
Yeah, I'm happy you mentioned that, Thierry, because I think some of them are still figuring out, what kind of prices they show depending who they're speaking to, right? So I think it's definitely an important feature to mention for sure. I think I'm trying to see if there was anything else. Nobody new has joined, so I think that's pretty complete. What do you think?
Amen.
Yeah. Bravo for that marvelous FAQ because it was clear, and I had a lot of good feedback on your tutorials. They're always obviously happy to see you and see us on the team, but it was very clear and it really helps cut through any confusion because we read differently and absorb language differently. But when you show a screen, just like the girls have been doing at customer care, like screenshots, just direct, a little arrow here and do this, do that. It's been super helpful with the visuals. So thank you every time.
And the other thing I really liked was the form so they could put their defects.
Yes.
What was really cool is it was super centralized, so everything would go to the right person right when it happened.
Yes.
So let's keep that going when we have new, larger technologies, just so it doesn't get lost because we've got so many tech subjects going on at once. So just have like one thing, like this is about that.
Yes.
Anyway, it was a really, really good idea from you guys.
Yeah, no, definitely see the value in that. So happy that works.
Cool. Well, let me know if we need to reschedule another FAQ, but I think the launch worked. I seem to be happy. It works on a tech standpoint, so all is best in the best of worlds.
That's right.
Yeah. I hope it was the case every time there's a new release.
Me too, but we have a good baseline to start from, so we can go from there, I like that.
All right, take care, you guys.
Thank you, Thierry. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.